Today is May 28th, 2020. Most of the day we've had rain. In fact, I was out here in the greenhouse some hours planting up flowers and planting, what did I plant? Some chives. So I planted chives in that little container. And then on this one, jalapeno peppers. I had some company and they were playing with the seeds, and so I planted the seeds again. It's kind of late, it's very late in the year to start peppers, but I'm going to do it. And look at these. The marigolds are coming on. Though a couple of those could be planted up, but I have some other ones that seem to be starting, so I'm waiting to plant those up. And that is jalapeno. These are 2 jalapeno peppers that I started on the 11th of May. So I got 2 of them to come up. And there must have been, I'm sure there was a lot more seeds in there. That's probably just a few. But here are these beautiful flowers. I potted up until I ran out of cups. I mean the little cups. And I still have a lot of, look at that. I still have another, I don't know, 15, 20 flowers to pot up. So, and another container. These are the flowers here. Flowers. And I have one more. Oh, those are the flowers. And those are beautiful flowers. I'll find the name for you and put it. And then you see a couple of marigolds, which I meant to give those away, but I couldn't find them when they were looking. So here's the cantaloupe. That's cantaloupe, and this is actually cantaloupe. So I've got 6 cantaloupe there, that in this one, and then there's another container with cantaloupe in it. So I actually have a whole bunch of cantaloupe. This one's a cantaloupe that I had. You can see how much it's growing. Look at that. That means it's desperate to be potted out. And I finally did those peach trees that I had in that bucket. I did pot up, and look, they're struggling like crazy now. So I don't know if they're going to make it, because I've used them. And I would ask you to ask what these are, but you would never guess. These are mango trees. So I had some beautiful mangoes. I mean, they were so inexpensive. So I bought a number of them, and I planted 4 of the seeds, 3 and then 1 up over here. So yeah, I know you're not going to be able to get mangoes to grow long term, but it'd be nice to sprout them. Maybe I can find someone going to Florida and give them a mango tree. Look at that basil. Starting to get some true leaves on it. So that's going to be quite a, this basil is going to be quite a project to pot up. I put the seed in awful thick, it looks. And then we got some lavender. Some lavender here. I need to plant that out all over the place. Those guys look pretty healthy for my lavender anyway, because I grew those from a clipping, but those guys look like they're making it. So remember those volunteer tomato plants that I potted up? I gave some away, but look how big those have become in just 2 weeks. They have tripled in size. They're huge. And then I've got those peppers, orange, a whole bunch of orange peppers, bell peppers that I potted up. So I'm not sure what I'm going to do with those guys. So I was potting up some things this week. So things were starting to look like they were decreasing in here. And now, again, in the there are some roots on some of those sweet potatoes I showed you last week. They're a little bit better, but they're still struggling. You wouldn't guess that I gave some plants away this week. And I actually would give away some of those tomatoes. I got so many. I mean, I'm not sure what I'm going to do with them. So if anybody close by needs tomato plants. And even these guys, I need to plant out these peppers. This is a year for peppers for me. I can see that. So you see how everything is so muddy. You wouldn't guess. But during the rain, when it's kind of breaking for a second, I came out and actually planted okra. Well, I didn't know it was going to be so nice later on in the day. I mean, I could have waited. I had a puddle of water right there. But I came out here and I planted the Now there actually are some okras coming up on their own. I mean, from the old seed, you can see that okra. There's one, there's two there, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. So there's about 10 okra plants coming up in here. And oh, I harvested two of these guys, 2 cauliflowers. And the leaves, and look, I've got, once the leaves starting to open up and you can see the cauliflower, you only got 7 days to harvest it. So that little guy there looks like it's ready to be harvested, actually. If I wait, it'll start to spread out. And oh, is that another cauliflower? So today's May 27th. You can see that both of these cauliflowers are ready to be harvested. And hopefully I didn't wait too long, but it doesn't look too bad now. Both the leaves and the cauliflower are edible, so I'm just going to cut these 2 off and prepare all of these things to be eaten. I haven't eaten. I gave one of the cauliflowers away. I chopped up all the leaves of the cauliflower for greens. Can you believe that? Have you ever heard of cauliflower greens? But that's what I'm doing with them. I'm eating them because these leaves are actually pretty nice. Oh, look at that. That one's ready. Oh, this one's past ready. Look how he's spreading out. So this guy must be harvested. And I'm getting water inside of my boots coming off the leaves. So my feet are now soaked. So these guys are ready to be harvested. All of them, all of the cauliflower. And I was thinking a lot of this was more Brussels sprouts. That's what those guys are, I guess. And we'll see what these 2 guys are. They're kind of taking up space in my okra patch, but anyway. Of course, these are the rutabagas. The onions, they look like they've been beat down a bit. It rained and rained. So you can see, now look at these guys. The corn has really grown during this week. I mean, that corn has taken on, and of course the peas. I haven't really picked a lot, but I picked a few. Those guys are, well, some of those guys are 6 feet tall. Now, you can see all of them are at least my height, and I'm 5'6". So the peas are ready to be picked, a lot of them. And that is if you like to eat them young. And you can see how nice these, oh, look at that pole bean coming up the side of this tomato plant. And see all these pole beans that are taken off here? So this is going to be a huge crop of pole beans. And you can see how the tomatoes are growing. Now, oh, we had some more tops. I missed these tops, so I need to cut them off. Now I actually did harvest some of the okra. I mean, what okra? Garlic. I did harvest that garlic, and I'll show you. I think oh, and look, you can see my great harvest of weeds. But there's actually a marigold there and a marigold there. So I got 2 marigolds and tomato plants. Now tomorrow everything will look happier. I mean, right now you can see how everything is looking kind of a little beat down a little bit. So I also planted okra right here. You can see how the dirt is kind of beat up. And then right here I planted some okra. So I'm going to let this corn grow in between the okra. We'll see what happens. But look, I've got all these. Can you see that? Let's, come on, let go, you can't. Very nice. And you can see the pole beans taken off. Butternut crunch lettuce, and then some volunteer ones over here. And those are collards and chives and chards. Looks like some of them are making it. I'm not sure what they'll be like. And those are leeks there. So you can see how that kale I've harvested twice this week. I took a whole bunch. I saw a video about making chips. So I tried to make kale chips, which was a disaster. I mixed in mustard greens in my kale chips, and maybe that was the mistake. But it was, anyway, I got all of this chips, kind of, sort of. Look how happy these peas are. So here we are at the gas meter plot. Looks like those cucumbers are starting to grow up. I kind of trained them a little bit, but they're also taking off on their own. The onions don't look too bad. You see the grass needs to get mowed. But it's been wet this week. Now I actually did pick that green zucchini. I did pick one from this plant, but I don't see any others out here. But plenty of peas. I need to come out and pick peas from these plants. You see them? Look at that. So that's a lot of peas that need to get picked. Okay, that's how things are looking. That butternut squash, those plants are starting to take off. There's 5 of them in there, and we'll see. I wonder if that tomato plant's going to make it. You know, there's going to be a battle there. So anyway, that's how things are looking here. And the apple tree, and another peach tree. And look at all this mustard seed. All of that seed, I'm kind of waiting for it to dry out. I need to pull the whole plant. I mean, I don't want all that mustard seed right there. But it's nice to have some mustard seed every now and then. And the deal. So this is kind of the back garden, just behind my house. But look, that watermelon, I told you it was starting to look bad. Now it's dead. So I can replace it, I guess. This one looks healthy right there, but that one, I don't know. And then I've got some mushrooms coming on. Now these are the ink caps. If you don't pick them immediately, they just disappear on you. But right now at that stage, you see them? Those are edible until they get a bit larger and get inky. Then you don't want to eat them. But trouble is, I don't think I'm going to do anything with them today. If I was making something, I'd come and pick them. But I understand mushrooms in the garden are, you know, it's good. So those aren't my favorite mushrooms though. Those are ink caps. Just coming up. You can see how the peppers are doing so nice. These guys have been drenched. But look, the cucumber, he looks happy. Look at those flowers. See those little cucumbers coming on? So that's what I want to see. These guys climbing. Now these guys are climbing even better. Now these are the older plants that have been out here longer. But look at those flowers. So I expect cucumbers here pretty quick. And then this mint. Now there's a, what is that? Early silver lime melon right here. And then the basil, and then all this mint that's looks like it's trying to knock out the melon and the basil. But I'm going to come back and cut that mint back. But it kind of seems like once you cut it back, it grows even quicker. But that's okay. I love that mint. That's beautiful. And that's a peach tree. There are a couple little peaches. This is a white peaches. So that's nice to see. We've just had hours of rain. And you can see the current. Now this is going down. You can see how the grass has been flattened a bit. This was a puddle, a big puddle, not too long ago. So you can see how it flows through there, and you can see the puddle down there. But look at these mushrooms, and look, you can see the water coming. Can you see that? I got a little water coming off of the slope, a little pond up there. So this will flow until, well, until it drains the area, I guess. Got some beautiful mushrooms here. Look at that. See that mushroom there? Some mushrooms over there. I'm going to pick these guys in a little bit. And then I have some, I forget the name. They're kind of like hog ears. These are fantastic for making sweet and sour soup. You see them there? There's just a few. And yesterday I came out and collected at least a pound or two of mushrooms, but they were like brains. They were, it was a fungus, like brains. I don't know, I got some photos of them, so you'll see them. But I guess I'm doing an update today. I was going to wait, but I wanted you to see the water that flows across my property sometimes. I still need to burn that stuff. Oh, so this is kind of swampy area now a little bit. Let's see. Not too bad. But it just stopped a few hours ago. Now I planted, see those guys? It looks like they're making it. They might be just where they need to be. I was wondering if these guys were submerged, but they look like they did not get submerged. These are butternut squash. There's like 6 of them there. And then I came out and you can see the marigold and the basil. So we'll see if anything else comes up. I think I'm going to come out and plant cantaloupe back here. I've got some cantaloupe coming up. I need to plant them somewhere, so I'll figure that out. Now cantaloupe are much easier to grow than watermelon, but I don't like cantaloupe as much. So now look at this over here. These guys, you wouldn't know they've just been under a deluge for the last few days. Look how happy these guys. Now the problem is, you can see how the corn is starting to get covered. So I'm not sure how much of this corn is going to make it. Look how that guy's really puffed up. These guys are, even the butternut squash are looking happy. Now I did come out and plant some marigolds this last week. You can see them there, one flowering. So of course this corn there should make it. Of course it doesn't quite get as much sunshine. Oh, there's a yellow squash over there. I don't think I'm going to go over there, but I did want to show you. Oh, look, a cherry fell. Very nice. So half of the cherries have gone, they kind of get a fungus on them, but looks like there's some cherries to be picked. Oh, I'm trying to show you this pumpkin over there. Here. Of course the grass needs to be mowed now. Look at that pond. Well, puddling. You see the pumpkin over there? He's already starting to grow. And that guy, he's growing. But those guys who get more sunlight down there were much more puffed out than these fellas. So anyway, when things dry up a bit, I'll try and take out some of those pokeberries. And maybe here, maybe this would be a good place to plant some cantaloupe. And I also have another 3 pumpkins I need to plant or either give away. So, or maybe it's 2. I may have given 1 away. Okay, this is kind of the back. Things are drenched. So can you see that fungus right there? The white right here. That's very, very soft. And that's the mushroom or the fungus. And you can see some fungus up in there. Oh, a whole log's full. Oh, that's a lot. Can you see it all there? So I don't think I'm going to get it today because I already have a bowl full in the fridge. But I'll come back when things are a little bit drier and collect all of it. That's really nice fungus. It's very good for soups. And you can see the end here. Look at that. Can you see all that? That's a very, very nice fungus. And I like to make hot and sour soup with it. I have some in the fridge. I made some already. But I'll make another batch once I finish, because these are beautiful mushrooms. You can see how they're dirty. Wow, that's a lot there. Can you? That is a beautiful. And here's some more. This guy's growing. See, I collected some of this before. That one's, look at that. That ready to be collected again. But there's been a couple of days of rain since I collected last time. But that white fungus, very, very nice for hot and sour soup. And then show her the ears, but I don't see, I just had that one ear. That may be ears down there. Kind of pig's ears. They kind of look like those. Here, like this. See them? Right there. That's a very, very nice fungus. So I love that. So I'm not going to collect it today. I'll see if it grows. Tomorrow I'll come back and get it. Well, I hope you've enjoyed this update. It's been quite a week. Lots of rain here. I think there must be 4 or 5 inches of rain in that bucket. I did have my basement pump come on today, on and off. So we had, and there were streams, creeks flowing down the stream, down the streets. I mean, streams in the street. And anyway, so it's been a lot of rain, a lot of water. I showed you earlier some of the water flowing down through my grass in the backyard. So anyway, that's been kind of what's happening. I have harvested the fungus. I have made hot and sour soup, mustard, kale, cauliflower, just a few peas. I haven't really picked the peas seriously, and the garlic. Oh, not all of the garlic, just that one little patch of garlic. And oh, I didn't show you. Here, I'll show you. I'll go into the garage and show you now. Okay, love you guys. Bye-bye. This is the garlic that I harvested about 5-6 days ago. Kind of beautiful, isn't it? Look how big that is. And this one, I went out front to check to see how the garlic was doing, and not anywhere as good as the garlic that was, right in front. You see the lettuce over there? That's where the garlic was, right by the chives. And then I planted out that Buttercrunch lettuce. I didn't make a pot for it like I was thinking about doing. You see that? So there's a number of them here. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10 in the end. But 9 of them was from that area. Can you see that? So I've had these in my garage over there, drying, and I understand you're supposed to let them dry out for a few weeks. So that's what I'm doing. Okay.